Okay, over here our hone. Got to reset my bore gauge over here. So that'd be this thing over here. I was doing some twin cam stuff last time, so I got to reset it for small crank pins. So we have our setting ring here, which is a 1 5/8 out to 4 digits. Of course, it's about 1/2 out around from all the years I've used it. So we've got to reset this thing. Okay. Set your 0. Checking on both sides. So you get a little bit of error there. Oh. Tenth of a thou difference between the two sides now. So we'll go with that one. Okay, so we got to set it 0. Now we go ahead and measure our rods here. See how far out around they are, and what size they are. So they're 8/10 undersize. And you got about 3/10 out around, which isn't too bad. Hopefully you can see all that. So these are pretty damn tight, so I can probably hone these as standard. Remember, our bearings are 4/10 under the crank pin. Ooh, that one's way tight. About 7/10 out around. Okay, we got some weird numbers, so I'm going to double check the standard, make sure something goofy isn't going on. Appears to be standard. Okay, so that rod sets just way undersized for some reason. So that means Harley had some real small diameter crank pin they used, or they had some real undersized bearings they used when they set this up originally. Now you gotta look in here and make sure there's no pitting or wear inside of here. It looks halfway decent, so I think we're okay. Okay, so now we gotta figure out what to do for rollers. First I'm going to hone the rods a little bit and get them squared up. So, just get them away a little bit. So it's all about honing them and getting them back to standard size. Or we get them round first, then we'll worry about sizing. First you got to get them round. Camera on the way, so I'll bump into it and splatter oil all over it. Okay, so I got 3 different stones to use here. A coarse one, a medium one, and a fine one. So I'm going to go ahead and use the coarse one. And it's the medium. I'll leave that out too. I hold them as a pair. Make sure you're on top of the stop block over there. Crank the pressure up a little bit. Adjust it for size. biggest size right here. This side is bigger than this side, so I'll put it on this side. You want to press a little bit more on this side of the stem than the side toward the check this one separate. It has a lot more to hone its way out around. Trying to get hot, cool it off. Put some oil over there. Cools off a little bit. So we got that roughed in. We're about 3/10 under, so under the zero right now. I think I'm just going to go right to the fine one. Bypass the coarse medium one. You gotta make sure you cool these rods off because they swell up. They'll swell up 2 or 3/10 from heat. Everything I check is at room temperature, so that's my standard. It's kind of glazed up a little bit, so run this across if you noticed it. Warmed up already. Cool them off slightly. Get the camera where you can see a little better. Hard to show what's going on. You blow that up over there so you can see what's happening. The dial here, you don't want to be moving. You gotta pick the size you want, and you don't want to move when it's in there. When the rods feel about the room temperature, they're good. Okay, so you just put that up on there like that. It's about 2 lines up from 0. Rotate it. Barely moves. Quarter of a tenth of a thou. About 2 again. That one's got a little bit of out around in it there. Yeah, I'm more than cheating. It's got about a tenth out of round. This is the bad side here. It's pretty even on size wise, but it's a little off. You can see how the hone finish in there is. Gives our hone. So we need to hone that a little bit more to square it up. That one's about 2.5 tenths up. Nice and even. And that's about 3.5 up on that side. So this side needs to be cut more than this. It's got a little taper in it. So we got to work on that too. Tapers out. Don't see that too well. Off. Go back and do this one again. Much better. Right now between 0 and 1/10 up. Remember? Should be a little bit smoother on our finish also. Yep, a little more even. So you can see how smooth the finish is in there. Like the big one. See how it's pretty smooth and even. That's what you're looking for. So you look over here on the dial. It's hard to do. The camera's getting a little oily from me using my fingers on here. Okay, so you can see the dial right there. So it was about 0 to half. Now it's at 1. See, it's pretty consistent. So this is basically one up from 0, negative side. This is our bad side, 0. There's 0 there, and it's 1/10 up there. So we're down to 1/10 out around now. And this side's about 1/2 tenth out. Okay, so we got a basic size in here right now. What this is. Damn it, it's hard to do this. So now I go measure my bearings and see if we're going to be able to use this size or not. I have about 1/10 or 2 of leeway of what I can be, but anything more than that, I don't like it. Okay, I gotta go clean up around here. I'm full of oil. So I'll be back.